Yeah, very good afternoon all. So let's start the session for today. Okay, fine. So in continuation to yesterday's session, like yesterday we have done with abstract classes and abstract methods. So we are still left over with one concept so that we can move ahead with our case study questions which are there as part of week 6. So in this lecture, I'll talk about interfaces. What is the use of interfaces? Then what is the difference between this, abstract classes and interfaces? Then what properties does an interface consist of? We'll also see like how interface is different from a class, okay, and what is the difference between abstract class and then interface. So these are a few things which we have to understand, and we'll also see like how do we make use of this interface concept in Java. Okay, because people we keep telling like we make use of implements keyword. So how do you use this implements keywords? All that we are going to see in detail. Okay. So hope my voice is audible and my screen is visible to you all. Hope everything is fine. Can we proceed? Yes, perfect. So let us first understand what is interface. Okay, then difference between interface and normal class, then interface and abstract class. Okay, then we can move on with defining an interface, then implementing interface. Okay, then accessing implementations through interface references, then extending interfaces altogether, right? So interface in Java. In Java programming language, an interface is a reference type. Every point which I'm mentioning here is an objective bit, guys. Okay, which is similar to a class that can contain only constants, method signature, and nested types. Okay, so interface is a reference type, which is also similar to a class that can only contain constants, method signatures, and then nested types. Okay. There are no method bodies. So what conclusion do you come from this? Method body in the sense there are abstract methods. Okay, so hence interfaces cannot be instantiated. They can only be implemented by classes or extended to other interfaces because incomplete classes. Okay, so interfaces are acting as a reference of an object. Just now we have seen. Then interface is similar to a class. Yes, an interface contains number of data members and member functions. You can have any number of data members and member functions, but the point is they must contain only constant method signatures and nested types. So hence all the member data declared in an interface are static and final by default. Okay, that's the reason we have mentioned only constants. All the member functions declared in an interface should be of abstract type, okay? Because there is no method signatures, right? So it is abstract type. Here data members are declared in an interface of static and final type. An interface should be created by using keyword called interface. So one more keyword we are going to see here, it is interface keyword. Then an interface can be implemented to a class by using keyword called implements keyword. Okay, so we'll see in syntax how do we make use of the interface keyword and implements keyword. More than one interface can be implemented to a class, whereas in inheritance more than one class, no, we were getting an error, right? Compile time error. But here more than one interface can be implemented to a class. Whenever you implement an interface to a class, all the member functions declared in the interfaces should be defined in the class. Okay, you got my point? So whenever you are trying to implement an interface to a class, in interface you will have all undefined members, right? Okay, you'll have only method signatures. So you have to define them in the class, okay, which you are using it. Okay, or else what happens? That class also becomes your abstract class, as we have seen yesterday. Fine. Then what are the uses of interfacer? It is used to achieve fully abstraction. You're hiding internal functionality. You're only telling withdrawal. Okay, on what basis that withdrawal happens? No, you're hiding. Just like your ATM machine. Okay, your swipe card, you're just swiping your card. You're getting your amount from the bank. So by using interface, you can achieve multiple inheritance in Java. So this was one problem which we have seen in interface, right? It was not possible. Writing class A extends class B, C. Okay, but by using interfaces, it is possible. That was more than one interface can be implemented to a class. Then properties of an interface. It is implicitly abstract. So we need to use abstract keyword when declaring an interface. Okay. Then next point, each method in an interface is also implicitly abstract. So the abstract keyword is not needed. Methods in an interface are implicitly public. All the data members of an interface are implicitly public, static, final. Okay. So considering all this, we can just make a note. Okay. We said interface is also similar to a class, right? So if I take class and then if I take interface, of course, there we make use of class keyword. Here we are making use of interface keyword. Okay. Class keyword. Here we are making use of interface keyword. Okay. With respect to the fields, okay, with respect to the fields, uh, whereas in class you can have normal fields or you can also have constants also. Okay. Whereas with respect to interface, yeah, can I have normal fields? Normal fields are allowed? No, right? Constants, because it are final, static final. Okay, so only constants are allowed, right? So with respect to keyword, with respect to fields, we have seen. Then with respect to methods, what about class? Can a class consist of incomplete methods, in the sense abstract methods? No, right? So if a class consists of abstract methods, then it's an abstract class. It cannot be called as a normal class, right? So with complete body, okay. Whereas here with respect to methods, okay, so interface, when I say interface, it consists of abstract methods, in the sense no body, right? With respect to object, can we create object to normal class? Yes, absolutely. Okay, we can create, we have been doing. So how about object creation with respect to interface? Can we create an instance? we have incomplete methods, right? It's not complete. So we cannot create. Okay. Then access modifiers. Access modifiers. Yes, guys. When we were working with class, we can use all access modifiers, right? We can use all access modifiers. When coming to your interface, just now we have seen by default it is public, right? By default it must be public. Okay. Then what else? With respect to how do we use your normal class and how do we use your interface? In normal class, you can use one class in another class by using keyword. What was the keyword you have used in inheritance concept? Extends keyword. You remember extends keyword. Whereas in interfaces concept, we are going to make use of implements keyword, right? So this has couple of differences which you have to understand between your normal class and an interface, right, guys? So it is clear that you cannot instantiate an interface, okay? And it does not contain any constructors also when you come with respect to interfaces. And then we understand from this saying like all methods are in an interface are abstract methods. Okay? And we also come to conclusion like interface cannot contain instance field. Okay? It only contains public static final variables. Then interface cannot be extended. It means it can be implemented by a class. Okay. And final statement, which is very important, interface can extend, okay, extend multiple interfaces. Okay. So it is very clear that it is going to support multiple inheritance concept. Is that clear, guys? Are you all clear? So I'll just give you an example. Like normally, okay, we write in this way. Okay, class employee, LOYE. Okay, employee. I mean interface. Okay, I'm writing interface employee. Okay, usually we write class employee. Here we are writing interface employee. Syntax. Okay. Then I'm just declaring int. Okay, emp number. Okay, equal to maybe 160326. Okay, I'm giving my number. Okay, and again I'm just declaring a method saying void work. Okay, right? So what happens is when you write this code and when you compile this code, okay, so compiler again gives you saying employee dot java is the source code. Okay, I mean you have saved this, you have saved as employee.java, and then you have given it to your compiler, okay, as a next step. Now compiler is going to create this. Once it is compiled, this code is converted in this format. Let me just show you. Once after compilation, okay, what happens is, as this is an interface, okay, so it will treat as, by default, it will consider as public static, okay, final, then followed by int employee number, as it is variable. But how about method? Yes, we said in interface we consist of abstract methods. So it will again consider as public abstract, okay, sorry, abstract, okay, void work, okay. This is your employee dot class file. Is that clear, guys? Internally this is happening. So by default, compiler adds public static final before your variable, okay, and it adds public abstract before your method. Okay, guys. So this is actually universal requirement which is provided for interface structure. Design structure has been done like that, okay, where it is providing us, you know, fully abstraction. So you understood the syntax, right? So interface is a keyword there, keyword which is used to declare an interface. You see here, interface is a keyword. Okay? Then interface name, it could be any valid identifier. Okay. Then int emp in the sense data type followed by variable name. Then I'm assigning some value to it. So any number, it could be final static fields, which is constant field. Then coming to your methods, it can also have methods, right? So return type followed by method name. You want to have some parameters, you can have it. If no parameters, then it is fine. Okay. But you know, by default, you know, it could be of again abstract type. This is how it is, you know, conversion. Is it clear, guys? We are able to understand. If you want, you can also have some parameters also. Okay. Maybe I'm writing one more method. Okay. Maybe int salary. Okay. Maybe I'm writing int, okay, gross salary, okay, then int incentives. That's it. You need not write the body, okay, because by default they're abstract only now. Later on, if some class you are implementing this interface, then he will write that code for it. Okay. For example, I'm writing class here now. Class, okay, RUKT. Okay. Now I want to use that implements, you know, employee here. So how do I write? Implements keyword followed by employee. Okay. Right, guys? Now you can write your class body. You have to define those methods: work method, salary method. So now as part of RGKT, I have some norms to my employees, how much time they have to work, okay, what is the lunch break, all that. Then as per my organization, I have some salary constraint based on the gross salary, all that. So I will define that. Is that okay, guys? Okay. So implementing interface. So here implements keyword is used to implement an interface, right? So the implements keyword appears in the class declaration. If you see here, class followed by class name. Okay, this is class name, then implements keyword, then followed by your interface name. Okay, so now I just want to write, you know, public void work. Okay, right? system.out.println, okay, our working timings are, okay, 9 a.m. to, okay, 5 p.m. Just, of course, we work beyond time also. So I'm just taking example here, right? Is that clear? So now I'm providing functionality of that method. Hope you are clear, guys. Somebody joined the session. Okay, fine. Hope you are clear. Difference between your normal class, interface, implements keyword, how to use them. Okay, fine. People might get a question, sir, when to use abstract, when to use interface? When to use abstract, sir? Okay. And when to use interface? You answer to my question now, guys. When do we use abstract? When do we use interface? Come on, guys. Yes. Yes, please. Okay, multiple inheritance is okay. One concept, Teja. That's okay. So when do we use abstract? Imagine if we do not, okay, if we do not know about anything about implementation, ELE, implementation, just we have to, okay, we just imagine like you have the requirement specification only. We have only requirement specification, then we should go for which concept? We do not have any things about implementation, just we know about requirement specification only, then we should go for, come on, come on, then in that case you have to go for interface concept. If we are talking about implementation, okay, but not completely, okay, you're talking about partial implementation but not completely, okay, then we need to go for abstract keyword. Okay, please understand, guys. Vijay, Yashwant, Teja. Okay, so abstract in the sense incomplete. Okay, we have partial implementation. Okay, whenever I say abstract class, you can have both methods, right? You can have abstract methods, you can have concrete methods. What do you mean by that? You can either have complete methods or incomplete methods. Okay, but when you go for interface, you'll all have abstract methods only. Clear? Implementation is not known to us. Implementation is hidden. Understood, guys? Okay, very important. Very simple and very important concept. Okay. So then what are the rules? Okay, what are the rules or rules for implementing, okay, implementation of interface? Yes, guys. Rules for implementation of interface. So rule number one, a class can implement, just a minute, a class can implement more than more than one interface at a time. Okay. Next is a class can extend only one class, but it can implement, okay, it can implement many interfaces. Okay, the next point, an interface, an interface can extend another interface. Okay, similarly, okay, a class, huh, class can, come on guys, extend another class. Clear? So these are a couple of rules which we usually follow when we are working with interface concept, when we want to implement it. Fine, I think you are clear with it. Now students will have a doubt like, sir, still I am little bit, okay, thoda idhar udhar hu main, okay, just want to know difference between, I understood difference between normal class and interface. Now, can you please elaborate on difference between abstract class and interface? Abstract class and interface, right? Okay. Now you guys have to tell me, guys. Abstract class, CRAC, abstract class. Okay. On the other end, interface. Yes. So you guys have to tell me. Difference between abstract class and interface. Yeah. Come on, guys. So you can write first point like, it's a collection of, it's a collection of abstract methods and concrete methods. Please come with me. Okay. Concrete methods. But how about your interface, guys? How about interface? Come on. Interface. It is collection of, come on, collection of both or only abstract or only concrete? Collection of only abstract. Okay. Right. Next difference. It does not support multiple inheritance, right? It's very simple. Abstract class, it does not support multiple inheritance. Whereas interface, supports, it supports multiple inheritance concept. At least we'll write half a dozen differences, guys. Yeah, very simple. Like abstract class is, preceded by abstract keyword. When you write class in front, you'll be writing abstract keyword, right? So abstract class is preceded by, come on, abstract keyword. Whereas here in inheritance, I mean interface, come on guys, it is preceded by which keyword? Which keyword? Come on. Come on. It is preceded by which keyword? Implements keyword? Implements keyword? Or interface keyword? Or class keyword? Or abstract keyword? Yes, absolutely. Okay, interface keyword. Okay, sometimes people get confused. They write implements. Huh. Default access specifier point of view also we have seen difference, right? So default access specifier of abstract classes methods are default access specifiers of abstract class abstract class methods are default only. Okay, whereas here, okay, the default access specifier of interface methods are public. These are a few differences which you have to understand. So how do you reuse these features? In both the case, we make use of reusability feature, right? So how do we use reusability feature in terms of abstract class? You can share the class properties, right? You can reuse the class properties by using which keyword? Come on. By using which keyword? Yesterday we have seen. I want to make use of the class properties in another class. How do you do it? Which keyword do you use? Come on, guys. Abstract classes. Yesterday we have seen example also. So it means you have not worked with examples. We use extend keyword. Whereas in interface, which keyword is used? Come on, guys. In interface, which keyword is used? Implements. Implements keyword. Right? And with respect to constructor also, yesterday I've given you last example. Inside abstract class, we can take constructor. Okay? Constructor. structor. Okay. Whereas in interface, can we? Can we? Inside interface? No, we cannot. Okay, we cannot take constructor. How many differences we have seen? Okay. Next, any more differences, guys? Come on, guys. Come on. So in terms of restriction also, when you go with abstract classes, there are no any restrictions for abstract class variables. But whereas in interface, okay, with respect to interface variables, we cannot declare variables as private, protected, transient, and volatile. Okay, you can also note down this difference. Okay, there are no restrictions. Okay, for abstract class variables. Okay, whereas for interface, variable cannot declare variables as private, okay, comma protected, comma transient, okay, and volatile. These are all keywords. right? Sir, with respect to variables, we have seen. Oh, can't we write one more point with respect to methods now? Are there any restrictions for abstract class method modifiers? We can use any modifiers, right? But whereas for interface, we cannot declare methods as protected, private, or static, or strict AFP, or final, all synchronized. Okay, you want me to write on that point? Fine. There are no any restrictions, okay, for abstract class methods, okay, modifiers. Okay, that means we can use any modifiers. Whereas, okay, for interface method, okay, interface method cannot declare as come on, cannot declare as either private, okay, comma, protected, comma, strict TFP, okay, static, comma, strict STRICT, strict TFP, comma, synchronized, okay, comma, final, okay. When there's one more keyword called native also, okay. So you cannot use all these keywords when you are working with interfaces concept, because I cannot extend later. I mean, I cannot implement those things if you are using them. See how many points we have got it, guys. Okay. Still, if you want to add something, you can add to it. Okay. Clear? Understood, guys? Difference between normal class and interface, and then an interface and an abstract class. Okay, how we are going to write an interface, then how do we implement it? Okay, the same example, if you want to make use of same example, we can just execute this if you're all fine. Okay, yeah, this is the example, right? Yes. Okay, so class interface, then I'm declaring a variable, then I have a methods. Okay, so let me go with normal program, just simple program. Okay, we'll start with the basic thing. Okay, okay, just structure. Okay, then what else I have to create? Main method, public static, okay, void main string, args. Okay, now I cannot create instance to my employee, right? It's an interface, so I'll create for come on, guys, RGUKT class. Okay, maybe E1, okay, equal to new RGUKT, right? So E1 dot work of RGUKT dot Java. Say, let's run and see. Java C RGUKT dot Java. Sorry, something went wrong. Oh, where is that? SYS. Okay. Perfect. Is that okay, guys? Is it fine? Yes, guys. Hope you are able to understand the structure. how we are going to work with interface concept, all that? Okay. So now, later on what you can do is you can add some variables to it. Okay. You can add some variables to it. You can add some more methods to it. Okay. Then you try to, write its functionality in your class. Okay. You can create an addition of program, subtraction, multiplication. Okay. You can just take a task, create an interface, okay, call calculate. Okay, interface name is calculate. In that calculate interface you will write methods, okay, abstract methods called addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, then in the class, okay, in this class you will implement to that calculator. Okay, and then you will write the functionality of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, from the main class again you create one more class here, main class. Okay, you will call those methods whichever functionality you want addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. So based on that you will be calling that particular method. Clear? So you are using multiple classes, then you are also using interface, you are using implements. Okay, then you can also work with multiple inheritance concept also here. Am I right or wrong? Okay, so how do you write that? Just like this interface. Okay. Maybe mm, you have maybe some interface i3. Okay, extends, okay, i1 comma i2. Okay, right. And later on I can write in this class. Okay, okay, maybe some class name. Okay, class underscore class name. Okay, then implements i3. Okay, so when I write in this way, so what I do, I'll define all the methods of i1, i2, i3 in this class now. Okay, you have to define methods of i1, i2, i3 in this class and use those interfaces. That's it. Job becomes simpler. Got it, guys? Okay, you're getting my point? Still need clear elaboration? Okay, then. Actually, there's one example which I usually give. So let me go with that. So I'll just make use of an interface. Maybe developer. Okay. Then I'll write one more interface here. Okay. Manager. So let's prepare the structure. Okay. I've given two interfaces now. Now what is my task? I'll write class employee. Okay. Implements. Okay. Implements developer comma manager. Okay, I'm following this structure, right? Class name implements i3, where i3 extends to i2. Fine, multiple interfaces, right? Now imagine I have written some method here. Okay, so before that let me save my program. Desktop. Okay, okay, employee class is already there. Okay, employee underscore rgukt. Okay. LOYE employee underscore rgukt, right? Okay, fine. Now what I'm doing is I'm just writing a method which would be an abstract method. So display method. Similarly, in manager also, I'm writing one more method, right? Void show details, show underscore details. Okay. Now I have to write its functionality in my class, right? So let me write public void so display, right? Okay. In similar way, I have to write public void show details, right? Okay. Then let me write my main method also, public static void main. Okay. Sorry. String Axopharis. Perfect. Okay. So for our understanding sake, I'm just writing a statement here. System dot out dot println. Maybe okay. I'm developer. Similarly, I'll also write one statement here. Manager. What else we are left over? Create instance and run the program. Employ RGKT. Okay. E1. Okay. Or maybe E1 equal to new employ RGKT. Right. That's it. E1 dot display. Then E1 dot show details. Perfect. We are done. Multiple interface concept. Java C. employ underscore RGUKT dot Java. Perfect. That's it. Okay. Hope it is clear now. Hope you are clear, guys. Please respond. Are you all clear? Clear with the concept? Srija. Srija, I'm asking you to do one example, that example I asked you to do, right? Where, you take one interface called calculator. Okay. Okay. You take one interface called calculator. Okay. Then you take a class. Okay. Then try to implement all that. I'll just give you the structure. Okay. Don't expect everything from me. Okay. Okay. I'm just writing here, guys. Okay. So interface calculator. Okay. Now in this interface, what I want is, I want you guys to perform tasks like, anyhow, it would be public by default. So public int addition. Okay. Addition of maybe some x value and y value. Okay. Then similarly, public int subtraction. Okay. Okay. Subtraction of int x comma int y. Okay, you can declare those variables here, like because these would be also of public type. So public int. Okay, it would be of again public static and then final, right? So constant values. So int a equal to 20. Okay, then sorry, b equal to 40. Because variables, formal parameters, actual parameters, right? So you have written an interface now. Now we have to take a class. Okay, class calc some function, okay, some class name. Okay, now it will implements to which calculator, right? So in this class you have to write the functionality of these two methods, addition and subtraction functionality. You have to write public int addition, public int subtraction, you have to write, and you have to return those values back to that methods, right? Now what I'm asking you is write calculations. Okay, this is our main class now. Okay, then you'll write public static void main, then followed by you'll create instance, then you will call those methods. Understood, ma? Understood, Srija, what task you are going to do? Okay, this I'm giving you as an assignment to you all, guys. Okay? Small program. Just I want you guys to display that a and b value, and you have to display sum of two values and difference of two values. Okay, all that you can do it. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? So finally we can end up, right, end up our discussion of our interfaces, like what all possible combinations we can work with. Possible combinations you can work with. Yes, guys. So I can write a class, maybe class A. Okay. I can write a class. Within the class, I can write another class, nested class. Okay. This is fine. Then I can write a class. Okay. Within the class, I can also write an interface. This combination is also fine. Then next, I can write an interface. Okay. Then within the interface, I can again write an interface, nested interface. Okay. Fine. Then the last combination is I can write an interface. Okay. Within the interface, I can also write a class. So these are all possible combinations, guys. Okay. So what does it, conclusions, what does it say? Interface which is declared inside a class is always static, where we are declaring or not. Okay. The interface which is declared inside the interface is always public and static, whether we declare it or not. The class which is declared inside interface is always public and static, whether we declare it or not. Clear, guys? Okay. So this is all about your interfaces concept in Java. Okay. I think you have enjoyed this today's session. I want you guys to work with the task. Okay, you can take multiple examples and you can also work out with. So as I suggested, you can do this program to understand the concept in detail. Okay, so that's all for today's session, guys. So we were left over with interface concept so that you can do your week 6 task. Anyways, I'll give you instructions for under 5 minutes. Do not leave the session. I'll just stop the recording. So we are done with the interface concept.